Well, hello there, guys. Welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4 KaiserReich. I want to just thank everybody for your interest in this particular battle. I definitely see a lot of people that are enjoying this one, and I can't blame you guys. It's a fun one. It really is. Now, most of our generals are, unfortunately, not good enough to command their own armies. Well, I should rephrase that. They're not good enough to command large armies, only 24 divisions. So this complicates things a bit, and I'm trying to figure out how to do the naval invasion, and it hasn't been easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the Marines to this army, and I'm really hoping this is going to work. Now, another thing we need to do is we need to make sure that our Navy is out there patrolling the area. We've got 18 ships. We're going to send them out. We already have some of our naval forces out there. In fact, it looks like some of them are actually repairing. So I'm going to allow them to repair, but I do believe we have control here. As you can see, we've got this naval force, and we're actually currently fighting the enemy here in the French Republic, Lucien Lacaze, and our admiral is Marcel Deat with the Seawolf bonus. So he gets a bonus on subs, which means we should probably build some subs. We don't have a lot of ships in production, quite frankly, because we just can't. But I'm going to try to get a few. So right now I'm just kind of looking through to see what we need. We definitely need more guns. Right now we're using a fascinating weapon called the MAS 40. This is a real French weapon. And the thing I could basically relate it to the most is the STG 44. The French actually used this in Algeria. When of course Algeria was fighting for independence, the French in that area were actually using the MAS 40 weapon. So this is an effective weapon, but we haven't been able to distribute it evenly amongst our forces yet. That being said, I really want to make a push towards Brussels, but I know it's going to be dangerous. I know we're not going to get there without losses, so for now we're staying put. Let's see if we've got some missing equipment production. We need a carrier fighter. Ooh, that's tough. Okay, fair enough. Carrier fighter. Gonna get that guy going, and we also need a naval bomber. And I think this is once again another plane. Yeah, it sure is. So we're gonna go ahead and get these planes up. It's gonna take a while to get the factories going, but we're going as quickly as we can. We've also got some planes in reserve, although there aren't many. Oh wait, yes there are. Never mind. They're already bombing this area, which is perfect, and I actually want them to do some close air support. So that's what I'm gonna order. We'll take this unit as well. The bomber group, we'll send them here as well to do some close air support. In fact, it looks like they are going to have to go to southern Germany, which is fair enough. And once again, I am going to have them do strategic bombing, actually, these guys. So basically try to destroy some of the enemy infrastructure and just mess with this area as much as we can. Fortunately, we don't have enough information to know exactly what's going on behind the enemy lines, and we're still waiting for military experience points to be able to maybe get some scouts in these units, so we really know what's going on, but I'm really, really tempted to just make a giant push towards Brussels. The thing that worries me is we're going to lose men. There's no doubt about that. So let's take this army here. I want to see if we can do the naval invasion. If not, we'll try again next turn. I want to go ahead, naval invasion order. Okay, let's see. So, click to select, and we have to right-click where we want to drop. I want to drop over here, actually sort of close to the desert. And, okay, no divisions. So, this is not a valid province for the invasion. Well, obviously not. Right-click to select the invasion destination. Return to confirm order. I wish people would get rid of return because, I mean, does anybody have an enter key that says return anymore? It just says enter to me. That being said, we're going to try to make the invasion happen. So let's go to the Armée des Travailleurs. It looks like no divisions, though, are actually assigned here. Control-click. All right, there we go. No. Once again, maybe we're doing something wrong. Here's what I'm going to try to do. So let me pause here. I'm going to take this Marine division, just 2 Marines. We're going to have to make an army out of these guys. That's right, an army of just 2 Marines. But I think this will be sufficient. And let's grab these guys. We're going to go ahead and make the naval invasion order. We will start here. And we'll go here. That time, they definitely followed 12 transports, but let's see if they're actually going to be able to hold their ground once they get on land. That's going to be very, very important to see. Can they actually hold their ground? So we'll see if they can. I think then we basically just grab a chunk of these forces and we send them over. I could be wrong, but we'll see what happens. So come on, boys. Army 1, 2 transports. And Tibet declared war on Bhutan. Not sure why, but I'm not one to question Tibet. So there we go. The Marines are actually moving. You can see them there. Hopefully they make this trip fairly well. I'm also going to take our ship here. We got a victory, and look at that. We destroyed 2 enemy submarines. And these were actually German submarines, but they were fighting with the French Republic, assisting them, and that is annoying to say the least. So I'm actually going to send our ships over here to protect our fleets. In fact, we can actually do some search and destroy missions, or just regular convoy escort to assist. I think I'm going to go with the I almost said search and pastrami. Sometimes I don't know why I do these things. But I'm actually more interested in convoy raiding. So that being said, I want to see if these Marines can land. If they can land, I think then we just take a chunk of our units and we draw a front line where they land. I'm guessing, again, we're going to have to wait and see if that's actually the case. And there do seem to be a number of units here, not just from the French Republic, but also from Canada, where, of course, the British royal family has escaped to. So come on, boys. What are you waiting for? Prepared 8 out of 9 days of the 14 needed. Okay, that makes sense. So 14 days needed total. Over here on the German front, it looks like, oh my god, the Turks are fighting with the Germans as well. This is so frustrating. So nothing has happened so far. I mean, it's basically like North and South Korea. We just haven't moved, and neither have they. That being said, I'm going for the first attack. We can't just sit around doing nothing. I am going to go ahead and try to attack Dunkirk. Let's hope this works. Jacques Duclos is going to be, of course, the one in charge of this attack, and Gert von Rundstedt, you guys should know him from World War II, is also part of this attack. So, or part of the defense, I should say, of the enemy. They've got some Royal Guard here from Belgium. Now, right now, Belgium is actually called Flanders Wallonia. For those of you that don't know too much about Belgian politics, and of course, I'm no expert myself, but there are basically 2 different cultural groups. There are the people from Flanders and people from Wallonia. I believe one speaks French, the other speaks German. So, of course, these 2 sort of want, at times have wanted independence from the other. But, of course, they've come together to create Belgium. But in this KaiserReich, of course, things are very, very different. And look at this. We're actually doing okay, guys. We're currently winning. But we need to continue this for another 6 days. And actually, I haven't paid attention to our invasion since this has happened. Let's see. Okay, they're on the way. The Marines are on the way. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. I don't know if we're going to be able to do this, but let's try. Come on, boys. Okay. Pause. Now, what we're supposed to do, we're supposed to take these guys. No, not those guys. These guys. And we're supposed to create a defensive front. I'm not sure how easy that's going to be. I want to cancel this naval invasion order. So maybe not as simple as we expected it to be. Because right now I'm ordering them to that front, but they are not going, not even a little bit. Let's go ahead and grab the guys once again. Select all. So they definitely know they're supposed to go here, but they aren't transporting. I'm not sure if it's due to a lack of convoys. I'm not really sure why they won't go. The fact is we do have our Marines here. We managed to get them out, so I'm just going to basically cut through the territory. I mean, we're essentially cutting through the desert here. Not exactly the best place, and I know these units from Tunisia are going to attack us pretty soon. So I'm guessing the best thing to do now is just try to take as much of the enemy land, cause as much destruction as possible. I don't honestly think that these Marine units are going to survive the upcoming battle. We're going to continue focusing here on the infantry focus, but actually I might want to go for the assault focus, mechanized offensive. We are going to have to do a little more focus, and that's why we're getting the Citroën P107. And look at that, we've already got divisions from the French attacking us. Unbelievable. As for the naval invasion, just not going the way we planned. Really, really sad. Once again, I want to see if I can just get rid of that order. Let's go ahead and try to do this. No, not a valid province for invasion. Come on, boys. You can do it, men! Let's see how we're doing here. Dunkirk is ours! Oh, man, that is awesome. Okay, guys, pretty cool. This is a possibility of us moving further into, of course, the enemy's territory. We now know we can take Dunkirk. If we can cut off all of these northern ports and eventually get to Antwerp and then to Amsterdam and, of course, free the Dutch, that would be pretty cool. Right now, I do believe the Dutch are working with the Germans, if I'm not mistaken. So we need to be careful, but that attack seemed to have worked out pretty well. I see no reason why we shouldn't continue it. So now I'm going to go ahead and attack right here. I'm also going to attack, actually, I'll assist with this attack, but this might not go so well for us. We'll have to wait and see. But as you can see, our men are definitely on the offensive through Belgium. Not all of them have that beautiful Mas 40 rifle, but or I should say the Mas 40 assault rifle, because that's what it is, but pretty decent. And look at this, the Batteria Commune declared war on Bhutan. I wanted that to happen. Of course, the Batteria Commune is basically our hope for an East Asian communist front. I mean, of course, they're assisting us with all sorts of troops, etc., but they haven't exactly joined our cause yet. They are actually totalists. The Maximist faction of Batteria. Totalists are essentially Stalinists. So we're actually a very different kind of communist. We're a bit more laid back, if that makes sense. So our focus is basically improving trade unions, whereas their focus is basically creating a massive dictatorship run by, of course, one man and, of course, posing as the state itself. But so far, the fighting here is pretty interesting, and it looks like the Batteria Commune actually won. I'm also going to send these guys in to assist this attack. It looks like this attack in the north is going all right. And volunteer forces and transfer. Wait a minute. I want to see what that's all about. Ah, okay. We're returning 3 divisions to the Batteria Commune. That's interesting. So, since they're at war, we obviously had to return those. Let's see if we can add another chief of the Air Force. So, a lot of these guys cannot be taken during the current government. Guiton can, so I'm going to take him. Come on, boys. Oh, did you guys see that plane go down? My goodness. They are serious about this defense, man. They aren't kidding. They're going to try and fight to the very end to try and stop our advance. That's quite obvious here. So I definitely want to throw everything I can into this assault. We've got to try to take this area. And it's sort of in between Ghent and this southern area of Flanders-Wallonia. So I'm thinking that it probably has some pretty good strategic value. We've done some serious damage to the enemy army. Let's actually take a look here and see how things are going so far. So the German Empire in the Second Weltkrieg has only lost 14,000, which is kind of crazy, considering all of the damage we've done there. Flanders-Wallonia has lost 10,000. Deutsche Mittelafrika, who's helping, and actually I believe Deutsche Mittelafrika is led by Hermann Göring, which is hilarious, has also lost some men, 10,000. But it looks like for the most part, the Germans are using their allies, unfortunately, to soak up most of the damage. I do think that's going to change the more we attack, of course. And we also have a free civilian factory here. I'm going to go ahead and drop that, but I'd rather build a military factory, quite frankly. So I'm going to put a military factory in Normandy. I'll drop 1 civilian factory in Loire, but I think right now the main focus should be military factories. As for the German front over here, really not sure whether or not I want to make an attack. I mean, there's a possibility that they're very weak right now. For those of you that were not here for the last episode, they are currently at war with Russia right here. And Russia is led by paternal autocrats. So essentially sort of a father knows best state. These guys are definitely conservatives, and so are the Germans, but they obviously have more nationalism for Russia, or quite a lot of nationalism for Russia. So they've attacked all over here. They're attacking the Kingdom of Ukraine. They're attacking White Ruthenia. They're attacking the United Baltic Duchy. And of course, the Germans are helping to defend those areas. And I'm amazed that the Turks are here helping the Germans. That definitely makes our chances of a victory much more difficult, to say the least. But it's all part of the game, you know, it's all part of the grand game. Now, I do want to see what happens after we win this battle, if we win this battle. I don't want to count my eggs before they hatch, but if we win this battle, I want to see if the enemy casualty count goes up a bit more significantly. Unfortunately, they finally caught up with our Marines, but not before our Marines actually did a significant amount of damage to the enemy. In fact, I want to take a look at the French Republic here. Look at this, interesting. The Iberian Federation has lost a lot more men than we have in this war, but look at how many men the French Republic has lost. 209,000. The Dominion of India, who of course now is fighting with the Bataille Commune and us, 53,000. 13,000 from the Caribbean Federation, and 16,000 from the Commonwealth of Canada. I have to say, despite our poor Marine Division getting surrounded here and probably captured, we're doing a really great job in the Colonial War, basically just trying to keep them away from us as much as possible. That's really our main goal here. And it looks like, Rundstedt putting up a bit more of a fight now. And look, the German Empire casualties have jumped up to 15,000. That's going to keep on going up, believe me, especially if we keep getting victories here. I've got to assist with these attacks. Got to assist with these attacks. If we don't, they will not succeed. So let's keep on attacking. Gerd von Rundstedt is trying to throw every single infantry force he can. And, of course, the Ottoman Empire is now at war with the Hashemite Arabs, which might give us a little bit of breathing room. Then again, it might not. I want to see how big the Hashemite state is. And actually, I'm not even sure who their leader is. It's... okay, Faisal bin Hussein. So this is another sheikdom, essentially an authoritarian... It's an authoritarian democracy, which is interesting. I don't think I've ever heard of this. Authoritarian democracy and an ideology that combines a strong executive power with a representative parliament and partial democratic regime. So basically a sort of conservative state. There are elections, but I think the people that are in power at the very top have already been selected. In fact, this kind of reminds me a little bit of the United States form of government. Maybe that should be called a paternal, or I should say, an authoritarian democracy. Okay, so here we go. We're attacking Gerd von Rundstedt again. You can see he's got actually some Festung-Kommando units. Basically, these are bunker commando units. They're sent here only to defend. That's their goal, is to defend this area. And we're trying to break through. Now, you guys know I would love to keep playing because if I was able to, I would play this non-stop all night, all day. But I'm going to stop here. Of course, we're going to have another episode coming up, as long as there are no updates, etc. And I really hope you guys will hit that like button, comment down below, let me know what you think. I always like to hear your opinions on what I should do, etc. You guys always have really good advice. As for the naval invasions, I think I'm just going to have to check a tutorial out, because we definitely got the Marines there. That much makes sense. Maybe I could just make an entire army of Marines and send them over. You know, that would certainly work, but I don't think that would be the best way to go about it. And as for the enemy here, because of our encryption level, our encryption is not very high, so we actually don't know what the Germans are doing or how many men are on this front. So we're definitely going to work on encryption, technology-wise, very soon here, but for now, we're going to go ahead and continue the attack. Thank you for watching, guys, and vive la commune!